Mercari is a great way to get things you need or to make extra cash by selling items you don't want anymore. It is one of the most popular online selling platforms similar to Poshmark or eBay. However, is Mercari legit? Here are things to know to avoid getting scammed as a seller and as a buyer. Welcome back to our newest edition of Seller's Corner, your go-to source for all things reselling. I'm Harry, content creator of Vendoo and part-time reseller, and today we are going to talk about how to avoid getting scammed on Mercari as a seller and as a buyer. But first, let me invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel where we upload videos every Friday, and they're all related to scaling your reselling business, vendor product tips, and community updates. How to protect yourself as a buyer. The platform offers strong buyer protection where Mercari does not release payment to the seller until the item is delivered. The buyer, you, confirm the item received is as described. You have up to 3 days to confirm whether the item is described properly or you need to return the item. Here is the list of qualifying conditions that warrant a return or a refund. Undisclosed damage to the item, wrong item, seller did not ship the item according to Mercari's guideline of 3 business days. If the tracking number does not update for 7 days or more, a buyer can request a cancellation and a refund. And here is the list of conditions that Mercari will deny your request for a return. Buyer's remorse, aka I changed my mind. Item does not fit or has a smell. Item was inaccurately described in the listing. It is past the 3 days after the item was marked delivered. The item was rated offline transaction. Screen your seller. Now, I understand everybody has to start from somewhere. However, here are a few things that you should not compromise, regardless if the seller has 0 reviews or 1,000. Profile verification. Although sellers are not required to get the profile verified, it is in their best interest to do so. To earn the profile verification badge, a seller must verify their email address, text message, and government ID. Of course, this badge does not stop fraud, but it does help to reduce it. Let's imagine we are a scammer. To make this operation worthwhile, we would require a bunch of fake Mercari accounts because Mercari will flag and automatically ban those accounts once it has been reported. Now, do you think it will be wise for the scammer to upload their government ID on every fake account? Probably not. Seller badges. Mercari offers their seller 5 badges, but there are 3 badges that you should look for in a seller's profile. Fast Responder Badge. The seller responds to messages in an average of 12 hours. Quick Shipper Badge. This seller ships off items within 24 hours, not including weekends or holidays. Reliable Badge. The seller rarely cancels a transaction. Again, these badges do not stop fraud, but it does help to reduce it. Now let's go back to our scammer scenario with our fake accounts. Do you honestly think a scammer will put a lot of time and effort into earning these badges with accounts that can easily be shut down? Probably not. Mercari authentication. Certain luxury items qualify for Mercari authentication, such as wallets, eyewear, handbags, jewelry, and watches. The seller pays for the item to get the item authenticated by an independent third party that will carefully inspect photos of the item. You will know an item has passed the authentication process when it has a diamond logo on the listing. Use common sense. I've read way too many Facebook group complaints from buyers who got scammed on Mercari. But in all honesty, Some of these unfortunate events were self-inflicted. Here are some examples. Conducting transactions outside of Mercari. Not only are you risking your account from getting banned, but you are also eliminating the possibility of returning the item if it's not as described. Reading is fundamental. When the PlayStation 5 was initially released in November 2020, many buyers were victims of the empty box scam. Long story short, the PS5 were sold out everywhere, and scammers took advantage of this situation, where they would post a photo of the PS5 box, but on the title or description, it would say empty box. Without taking the time to read the item's full description, many buyers would impulsively purchase the item. Unfortunately, since the item is properly described, many buyers could not return the item and get a refund. Vague description and photos. If the item you want to purchase is listed as new, but only stock photos are listed, then I would recommend contacting the seller to post a few photos of the actual item. How to protect yourself as a seller. Have detailed descriptions and photos. The more information you can provide, the better. Not only this gives your buyer confidence that you're not a scammer, but also it covers you if the buyer is a scammer. Here's a pro tip. Take pictures of any special markings or serial numbers of the item and include that in your listing. This helps prevent people from doing a switcheroo with your item. Use Mercari's prepaid shipping label or purchase insurance. This will depend on the value of your item and maybe your risk tolerance. Mercari offers up to $200 shipping insurance if you purchase a prepaid shipping label through them. This includes USPS First Class, which normally you'll have to purchase separately with the post office or third-party vendors. Of course, it would only make sense for you to purchase shipping through Mercari if the value of the item is within the $200 insurance. Now, I have 2 pro tips for you. Pro tip number 1, use Mercari's prepaid shipping label during the holidays if the value of the item does not exceed the $200 limit. This is the time of the year when many packages get lost, and you want to ensure you cover yourself for any potential losses. Pro tip number 2, for valuable items, purchase insurance and an adult signature. Make sure you mention this in your listing that an adult signature is required, because this will help prevent any of the package was not delivered scam. Also, make sure to get your package scanned by the carrier and grab a receipt from them. Have a good seller reputation. This advice applies to any selling platform like eBay, Poshmark, etc. Strive to get as many positive reviews or 5 stars and try to resolve the issues with the buyer first before escalating it to Mercari. Although this is unconfirmed by Mercari, but I have noticed that they treat sellers based on their seller status. If a Mercari rep has to choose who will respond to an inquiry first, they're more likely to choose the seller with 1,000 reviews over the one with 100. Or when there is a return claim, should they believe the seller with 2 stars or the buyer? So is Mercari a legit company? The answer is yes. However, any selling platform, there are always going to be drawbacks. The existence of scammers is one of the most significant problems for any online marketplace. Got any questions or want to share your own experience with Mercari? Let us know in the comments below. Once again, thank you for watching this edition of Seller's Corner. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and stay tuned for our upcoming videos. Bye for now.